Hey, what's up guys? Sean with you. We're here, Project AP2 underway. We got the steering wheel that we're gonna do today. What was it? The quick release. We got the steering wheel, the quick release, and the short hub. So it should be relatively smooth install. One thing that I did notice is that my steering wheel, I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but so this is the steering wheel I got. It's the R353 wrapped in suede from Sparco. The steering wheel doesn't have a horn button, so that was the only thing that I noticed later on, but that's cool because what we're going to be doing with this car mainly is going to be tracking it and doing a lot of back road, tearing up the back roads pretty much is what we're going to be using this car for. So the first step, we got to disconnect the battery, let the power drain, and then we'll go ahead and take the stock steering wheel off so we can go ahead and start the install process. So I'll disconnect the battery and wait and do the next step. Alright, so once you have the battery disconnected, what I did was I went ahead, before I should have said this, but before you disconnect the battery and everything, just make sure your steering wheel is straight. And then what I did is once I disconnected the battery, I went ahead, sat in the car, held my foot on the brake for about 20 seconds to about 30 seconds. I just made sure the brake light didn't come on and all the residual energy was out of this system. The next step is in the car, on the side of the steering wheel, there's going to be these little plastic covers. You can get it out with your finger, but let's see if I can show you. So they're on both sides, but they're just like this, and I just stuck my finger in and pulled it out. There's another one on the other side, and you do the same thing. If you can get it, see it. Let me see. Maybe I'm showing it, but anyway, so they're on both sides. So disconnect those and go from there. All right, so the next step, you're gonna have the this yellow piece, which is your airbag connector, and I have a 2006 AP2. Each S2000 is a little bit different, but I think these are all yellow. What you want to do is, these were connected. All you do is pull down this black tab that's on the side right here, and then you pull both ways, and it was pretty easy. So that's the next step, disconnecting the airbag connector. Alright, so now that we have the airbag connector disconnected, you're gonna have the Torx bolts on both sides. You're gonna unscrew those on both sides, and basically what that does is it releases the airbag from the actual steering wheel, so this piece will come right off. Alright, so now that I took off both of those, let me show you, both of these hex bolts, or torque bolts, or whatever you want to call it, I used I just like modified something to where I had it there, and come in focus. So I used that and took them, unbolted them on both sides. So next step is to remove this piece, which is the airbag. So I'm gonna come in from the side, just because it is an airbag, and I want to make sure that it doesn't go off in my face. You know, anything can happen, but you want to do it gingerly, and theoretically it should just come straight back, just like, whoa, just like that. Here, I need to put you down. The yellow cord was still stuck in the place, but there it is. That's the airbag, and we'll set this off to the side. Alright, so the next step is you're going to make sure all these cords and everything are clear. They were being held in place. So this up, this unclips, which is all the controls for this stuff. This I believe is the horn. This you just push in and then it slides down. So that's your next step. So it should be pretty straightforward. Alright, so now that you have all of your cords out, so you just pull all of these up. This one, like I said, you push in and then you pull out. I needed 2 hands to do it. Same with this one, you're just pushing this tab. So it's in there like this. And you're pushing this down and then you pull. So once you have these out, then this bolt right here is the only bolt that's holding your steering wheel in place. It's a 14mm bolt, so you're going to take your socket wrench and unbolt it. So I'm going to go grab mine and then I'll be right back. Alright, I wish I would have showed, I forgot to turn it on when I did it. I needed 2 hands, but basically it's going to take some force. I used my legs to hold the steering wheel in place, and you'll hear it pop. I mean, as soon as you break it, it'll pop, and then it'll become really easy to unbolt this. So yeah, don't feel like you have to baby it. It requires a lot of pressure, so have at it. And that's it. That's the bolt right there. There you go. Alright, the next step, now that you have your bolt out, is to kind of, see, yeah, this is far back, to shake this loose and it comes straight back. So let's see, you see, I don't know if you can see it from there. We're gonna try to get a good angle. So I don't know if you saw it, but basically you just shake it side to side and then it'll pop loose. Just make sure all the cords get fed through and you're left with this right here. So that's it right there. Alright, so the next step is in your kit. I'm using Energi's hub. So in the kit you get with the hub, you're gonna get a set of resistors, and this is to prevent an SRS light from coming on. So you're gonna put one resistor in on one side and then the other will go on the other side. Let me get up. Alright, so this is what it's gonna look like right here, just like that. So the next step is put the Energy hub on, and you want to make sure the logo is on the top, and you're gonna there's a hole, so you want to feed the cords through and then sit it. So it's gonna look like this, and then you're going to tighten the 14mm bolt down to 29 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench, so I'm just gonna, you know, hand tighten the crap out of this thing. So, but if you have a torque wrench, I believe it's 29 foot-pounds of pressure. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now, and I need 2 hands. Alright, so once you torqued everything down, you're gonna hide the cords you don't need, which is everything but the horn, into the hub. So just like this, and I'll need 2 hands to do this, but I'll put you down. Alright, so in your packet, in the quick release packet, you're gonna get this smart hub ring thing. This ring is gonna go onto this piece, which I took off the quick release, and the female end will slide onto that part right there, and the male end will slide into here, which is your horn. So I'm doing this even though I'm not gonna have horn option on my steering wheel. I'm doing it just in case if I want to change it down the road, and it's easy. I can just, you know, disconnect my quick release, which is this right here, from my steering wheel. I could just put it on my other one, which I might end up doing. I might just buy another steering wheel that gives me the horn option. So yeah. Alright, so in your what was it, quick release kit, you're gonna get bolts with this. Make sure when you put your bolts in, you don't force them in. Just kind of like loosely put in each one. That way it's seated right and you don't cross thread anything. You're gonna have, you know, if you see this piece right here, the contact piece for the ground, or for the horn part, that's gonna show a little bit, and that's fine. Just make sure your holes are all lined up and your energy logo is lined up with the hub part. If you used a torque wrench or didn't hold this piece, it may have turned. As long as these are lined up, you're fine. I'm gonna put on the quick release separately, and then just slide the wheel on after we do that part. So that's the way I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do it differently, but I think that'll be the easiest. All right. So I just did this. I don't know, just because. But I put the ground or the back plate on like this. You're just gonna line up the holes, and the bolts that I got, the steering wheel bolts, are neochrome to match my quick release. So I think it'll look pretty cool. So yeah, so I'll bolt it up and show you right after I do it. Oh, one thing I forgot to say is make sure. So I got my Sparco or whatever steering wheel you're using. I'm gonna line it up with the Energy logo on the top. Alright, so I bolted everything down. It's gonna look like that. Looks clean. Got the Sparco sign right lined up with the Energy logo. So let's hopefully it'll slide right on to what we got, and hopefully everything will turn back on. Well, let me get back in the car. Alright, so in order to get it on, you got to hold in the bolt and then lift up and then slide it on. The other Energy one has the little wings on it. I like this one because it looks a little cleaner. So I got to put you down to do it. Just like that. So it's on. So I like the D style. It's a little bit smaller than the factory one, the stock one, but I think it looks a lot cleaner. Let me back up so you can get a good shot of it. So there it is, right there. All done. Bam. Alright, so once you got that in, then you can reconnect the battery and you're all set to go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Like, subscribe. We got a lot more coming again. A lot of parts coming in. Redoing the interior of the S2000, so all of this is getting changed out, reupholstered. Definitely getting new seats, and we're gonna do a hard top, carbon fiber hard top. So I like to go inside out, because everything that I touch, you know, affects the way you drive the car. So interior and suspension are always like my first mods, and then go to wheels, and then we'll focus on the engine, the go fast bits. So thanks again guys, and see you next time. Peace out.